Today's video is going to be a festive what I eat in a day. Food is my thing all year round, but this time of year is my absolute, I love it so much. I love treating myself to really gorgeous breakfasts. I love treating myself to gorgeous lunches and dinners. Everything's just a bit more delicious at this time of year. So I'm going to film a what I eat in a day / meals of the week, like festive-y, Christmassy meals of the week. We've just been eating really good things lately and I wanted to show you. I'm also going to be recreating / practicing my Christmas Day breakfast. I want to just make sure that my Christmas Day breakfast is going to be on point. That includes trying out some of the things that I'm going to be making on Christmas Day and just making sure I've got it all down, you know, so I'm not stressing when it comes closer to Christmas. So I'm going to be trying that out for breakfast this morning, which is great because I'm starving hungry. So far all I've had is my green tea. This is my second cup of green tea. This is a very big cup as well, so I'm having a very large cup of green tea. I did also have some of Lawrence's black coffee this morning, as I always do, help myself to his black coffee. Last night we had one of the best dinners in fact, the best dinner I've ever had from HelloFresh. It was stunning, so good. We had the chicken satay, peanut satay burger. It was unbelievable. So I'm going to include that in today's video because I just need you to see that recipe. It was so good. So this part of the video is very kindly sponsored by HelloFresh. As you know, if you're not new, I have worked with HelloFresh on numerous occasions before, but outside of working with them, I'm a customer because I just absolutely love them. I love how convenient it is to order boxes from HelloFresh and have specific ingredients for recipes that I've chosen just delivered straight to my door. I know that I've got a dinner ready to be made using their recipe card. If you've never heard of HelloFresh, it's essentially a meal delivery service where you choose recipes from their website and they deliver the groceries and the portions directly to your door along with the recipe cards, and you can make the meals. I think it's the most convenient thing ever, especially at this time of year. At this time of year, we have so much on. We are constantly rushing around. I actually ordered HelloFresh for November and December. I normally order it like once every month, sometimes once every other month, depending. But I've actually ordered double the amount of boxes because it is so convenient this time of year to know that I've got really tasty, delicious, nutritious meals sitting ready and waiting for me. We've got lots of Christmassy things with my toddler, which is amazing. We are having an amazing time. But for example, like last night when I got in last minute, I only had about 45 minutes to throw together a dinner. I had no mental capacity to think of anything, so I was so glad we had that HelloFresh dinner in. And even more so because it was stunning. It was 10 out of 10. I can't stop thinking about last night's dinner. And we're spending a bit more time in as well, especially at the weekend. So what I tend to do is just order general good family friendly meals, and they always turn out, we always enjoy them. I also order recipes that I've not tried before, so from different cultures, because I personally find that quite interesting. I like to try new things, especially if it's being delivered in portions to me, so I don't have to go out and buy a load of ingredients and then maybe not use them again, especially if it's like a completely brand new recipe. But also we order a couple of premium meals every now and then. We will treat ourselves to them on the weekend, so it'll feel like more of a date night or more of like a weekend style treat meal, especially at this time of year when it's all about treating yourself. As usual, HelloFresh has given you an amazing discount to use if you do want to take advantage. So if you use SOAF60, you're going to get 60% off of your first box, which is an incredible saving. It's an absolutely huge saving. You get a big box of food for 60% less than what you would actually pay. And then using that same code for the next 2 months, you're going to get 25% off of your boxes. So you're going to be making huge savings, which I think we're all going to be benefiting from now. Grocery shopping is obviously more expensive, and if you can get the convenience of a HelloFresh box at a discount, yeah, it's kind of win-win for everyone. Also, they do throw in free gifts to your boxes, which is always a treat, especially at this time of year, the time of giving. But I always love seeing what little gifts come into the food boxes. So make sure you use my code. I've also put up my QR code for you if that's just easier to scan it with your phone. I've left the link and code down below. If you go directly through the link, it will have already applied the discount for you just to get on and order your boxes. If you do see the satay chicken burger and you feel like that's something you might like, I so recommend it because it was the best satay chicken I've actually ever had. It was absolutely gorgeous. We absolutely loved it. So I'm going to include that recipe in today's video just so you can see it and so I can relive it. I'm so glad I filmed it. Thank you so much HelloFresh for working with me. Let me know what you guys order from HelloFresh. And let's get on with today. As I said, I'm going to be trying out a Christmassy breakfast recipe. So I'm really excited for that because I'm absolutely starving hungry. And yeah, if you're not already, feel free to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go. Here's the chicken satay burger. So this was our dinner last night and it was just so good. So essentially I followed the instructions to a T. I did change a couple of things. So I made the wedges in the air fryer because for me, using the air fryer is a necessity. And that was about it really. The first thing I did was marinate the chicken in the spices it came in. It had Indonesian spices and it was delicious. Then I cut the chips up, or the wedges, to throw into the air fryer. I did actually parboil these for around 5 to 10 minutes. I do find when making chips, parboiling them just for a few minutes beforehand is just such a good idea. It really makes them just that little bit better. So I parboiled my wedges and put those in the air fryer. So this is the sauce getting ready into the saucepan. Obviously it looks a bit strange now, but it was so unbelievably good. I've made satay sauce before and it has never been this good. I really feel like the combination of spices that the HelloFresh recipe used really helped. So they used ketchup, mayonnaise, peanut butter obviously, soy sauce, and there was like an Indonesian spice mix, and it was just delightful. So I need to look into how I can make that sauce on a regular basis because it was so good. And they advised to put the sauce onto the burger buns. What I loved about this recipe, look how simple it was. It really was just make some chips, cook your chicken, mix the sauce together, and it was done and dusted. But the meal was so delightful. It was so good. So it was a really quick one, really easy to recreate. I actually just cut the chicken up into chunks and put those in the burger. There was quite a lot of chicken actually, so Lawrence had some chicken left over for dipping into the leftover sauce, and then we actually froze some of the remaining sauce as well, so I'm so glad about that. I've got that sauce in the freezer. But yeah, it was in a brioche bun. It was absolutely delicious. I just did a normal green leaf salad on the side. They did actually send enough ingredients to make a coleslaw, but I was using that for something else, which is great about HelloFresh because you can use whatever ingredients you want. But yeah, here's the finished burger. Adding the lime juice onto the chicken just before serving was a massive win. It just was so good. Okay, so as I said before, for breakfast today I'm going to be making what we would be having on Christmas Day. I am very interested to know what you guys would have for Christmas Day breakfast. If you celebrate, please put down what your tradition is. I know some people's tradition is literally just chocolate. Someone commented the other day that their tradition is homemade shortbread whilst opening Christmas presents, and I just thought that sounded so nice. So my tradition is this, I'll show you now. So croissants, there's only 2 in this pack though, so we're only going to have 1 each, but on Christmas Day we'll be having more than 1 each. But this is just like a taster for Christmas Day. Then salmon, so this is M&S Collection Smoky and Robust Smoked Salmon, responsibly sourced. So I'm a bit fussy with salmon. I really feel like you can taste cheaper or not so well made salmon. We don't have salmon often, but I think if you are going to have salmon, like make sure it's responsibly sourced. Spend that tiny bit extra. Just have it less often, but spend that tiny bit extra on it. My favourite one, I believe, is the Asda salmon. They do this delicate smoky salmon and it's really nice, like really good salmon. But I wanted to try the M&S one. I ordered this from Ocado. I don't shop at Ocado very often, but I wait for the emails to come through where it offers you like 20% off shops. And they tend to send me those emails like once a month at least. So every now and then I will make an order for 20% off. But yeah, we're going to have some salmon, and then I have scrambled egg, and that's like the traditional Christmas Day breakfast. I always, on Christmas Day, will have Bucks Fizz with it as well. So Bucks Fizz, toast or croissants, scrambled egg, like really nice scrambled egg, and smoked salmon. I'm not going to have Bucks Fizz today though, because I have to get back in the car in not so long, and obviously I can't have Bucks Fizz and get in the car. But yeah, let's make this delicious breakfast. By the way, croissants cooked in the air fryer, the best. They cook so much better in the air fryer. They cook in about 8 minutes. I always do them 8 minutes, 200 degrees Celsius. It's so good. Double cream is the secret to the best scrambled eggs. I never used to add double cream till I married Lawrence, and now I add double cream and butter to most things, which is not good. However, double cream is how to make your scrambled eggs go from like 7 out of 10 to 11 out of 10. It really makes them creamy, delicious, and the secret to good scrambled eggs is cooking them low and slow, so like low temperature, and slowly just keep mixing them. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I will have scrambled egg without double cream, just add a little bit of milk. But as this is going to be a Christmas Day breakfast, obviously double cream is needed. So this is the classic Christmas breakfast in this house. Well, growing up I always had scrambled egg and salmon, and it used to be, obviously as a child, it was Schlur, which we call children's wine, but now it's Bucks Fizz, which is delicious. As I said, this goes so well with Bucks Fizz, much better. But we would have more croissants. We only have one each, but that's fine because we're just having a small breakfast. Cut the croissant open, add a tiny bit of butter, which don't really need, to be fair. But it's Christmas, that's the excuse for everything at this time of year. The air fryer cooking pastries, so much better. It's so dark today, so I'm sorry about how orange the camera is. But it's really dark and grey outside. I actually prefer it when it's freezing cold and sunny. I'd much rather that. Anyway, so butter the croissant. If you're French, I'm very sorry about how I'm pronouncing that. Add some scrambled egg. So good. I do put black pepper on the scrambled egg. And then add some salmon. M&S salmon, really, really nice. The whole combination, just really good, salty, sweet, delicious, very Christmassy. So we're gonna have our breakfast now. But yeah, this is like what we'll have on Christmas Day, but there'll be many more croissants and lots of Bucks Fizz. Dinner tonight, it's a few hours before dinner now, and I'm going to actually start preparing it. We're having meatballs with tagliatelle, kind of like a nice dinner for us. We aren't big on meatballs, but when we have them, so I've only ever had them once in my life, genuinely, and that was with Lawrence about 2.5 years ago, and that was the first and last time. They're incredible. But the sauce we make for them is kind of like one of the basic tomato sauces we make. So I know what to do, I know how to make them. But the meatballs themselves are these smoked paprika and chili inspired mini meatballs that I found in Aldi. They're specially selected. They sound really nice. I'm going to give them a go. We're going to make them. If you want to follow along the recipe, please feel free. I'm going to prepare the sauce now. I'm going to brown the meatballs now, and then I'm going to let it all cool down and bake it later and serve it later. The meatballs have come straight out the freezer and they'll be great for browning off now because we really want them to hold their shape. So browning them when they're already frozen is actually a fabulous idea. So I'm going to brown them now, and then I'm going to make the delicious sauce, and we're going to put it all together later for like a really nice tagliatelle meatball dinner. And I'm really looking forward to it, especially as the last few weeks we've just been eating Christmas food after Christmas food after Christmas food. This just feels a little bit different, but still yummy. These are the ingredients we're going to be needing. So obviously the meatballs, tinned tomatoes, two large onions, a whole bulb of garlic. I was going to put in around half, but Lawrence suggests a whole one, so we're going to do that. We need some beef stock, smoked paprika, cumin powder, chili flakes, bay leaf, oregano, some Marmite, red wine vinegar, and some very delicious pasta from Aldi. This pasta is very, very good. And the meatballs are browning. I've just cut up the onions and cut up the garlic. I'm going to fry the onions until they're soft, and then I'm going to add in all the spices and fry the onions for a while. Then I'm going to chuck in the garlic, and then we're going to chuck in plum tomatoes and the stock. And that's how we do the sauce, and then we're going to leave it to cool down for a while, and then we're going to bake it later, because apparently baking it after you've cooked it is very, very good. So the meatballs are nice and brown on the outside now, so I'm going to set them aside into a separate bowl. Okay, so it's a little while later now with the dinner. The sauce has been just cooking on very, very low. It's got kind of thick and like just looks nice and thick. The meatballs are completely cooled down, so now we're going to put this whole thing in the oven. We're going to bake it in the oven for about an hour with the meatballs in the sauce, and then once sort of 10 minutes before we take it out of the oven, cook the pasta and serve it up together. It actually smells very nice already, and I'm really looking forward to it. Another night of the week, we had my very quick throwing together spag bowl. So I make spag bowl from scratch, the sauce and everything. I really feel like it's worth the effort because it's actually not as much effort as you think. This is my speedy spag bowl, but we also make a slow cooker luxury spag bowl, which I would be happy to film as well in the new year for sure, because it's absolutely stunning. But the first thing you're going to do is chop up veggies. So I'm using 2 onions, 2 carrots and 2 celery sticks. I wash and chop them and I start pan frying them for a little while. And then I put about 4 cloves of garlic crushed into the frying, along with some basil and thyme. I did transfer it to my other cast iron dish because that other one was way too small. And then I pop the beef mince into the veggies once they've started to soften, and I start browning the beef mince. I then throw in my plum tomatoes, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment. I also put in a beef stock cube directly into the dish because it just works really, really well. I think I used 2 tins of tomatoes this night because I was freezing some. And I bought one of those mini bottles of red wine from Aldi and threw that in. And once that was all in together, I did let it sit and simmer for about an hour and a half on medium-ish heat. Obviously, if it was looking like it was getting dry, I would just add a bit of hot water, but generally it's absolutely fine. I add some parmesan on top and it's stunning. And yeah, just an absolute gorgeous, easy, quick spag bowl. I like to make that like probably once a month, and it makes leftovers, so I will have a good amount left in the freezer, especially for Oren's quick dinners. And yeah, really enjoyable. Another favourite weekday meal of ours is chicken fajitas or veggie fajitas. Super duper easy, budget and delicious, nutritious meal. I absolutely love this. First thing I do is chop up my veggies. I'm using 3 peppers, 2 onions and a load of mushrooms, and I'm going to season it all and the chicken thighs with this Mexican seasoning that I found in Aldi. It's absolutely stunning. Makes really good fajitas. I also add extra smoked paprika and a big dollop of olive oil. I fry it together with the lid on for about 10 minutes just to get the heat up, and then I take the lid off and just fry it until it's all evenly cooked and serve it straight from the pan. It's such an easy dinner. I served it with wraps, sour cream and chive and guacamole dip. And yeah, just make sure it's all cooked and the chicken's cooked. It's really good to do this recipe in the air fryer as well. The air fryer makes very good fajitas. But yeah, just a lovely, delicious meal, especially for a weekday, and we all really enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. I will be back again soon for more recipe videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye!